a urology professor at the University of Utah, a little bit over 3 years ago, heard about my work on remote patient technologies and came to me and said he wanted to count the number of nocturnal erections that men have. And I said, why? And he said, well, they're a leading indicator of man's cardiovascular health. And I was taken aback by that because we all know about morning wood and we laugh about it, but I had no idea that the number of nocturnal erections that a man has is a leading indicator of their cardiovascular health. What does that mean? Well, that means that if a man averages 4 and goes to 2, that man has a cardiovascular problem. If a man has 2 or 3 and goes to 1 or 0, that man has about a 50% chance of having a heart attack in the next 2 years. So when we say in medicine, leading indicator is different than association. They don't predict it though. So, this is like a 6 vital signs. This idea excited me, and that on the basis of that device, people, doctors say, okay, well here's what's normal. Well, that data set was just a few hundred men, and that data set also didn't measure. That device did not measure how hard the erections are, the quality of the erections, if you will. So the thinking was that men have 4 to 5 nocturnal erections per night, and then it deteriorates from there. Well, teenagers and men in the very early 20s have 4 or 5 nocturnal erections per night, but around age 30, late 20s, 30, it settles into basically 3 or 3 plus per night, and then goes down slightly in the 70s to 2.8. Doctors are thinking that and this is really important. This is a really important medical discovery that comes out of our data. The incidence of erectile dysfunction in men, probably in women too, goes up 10% per decade after age 40. So the thinking was that, gee, the number of nocturnal erections should, as erectile dysfunction goes up, number of nocturnal erections should go down, but it doesn't. And that's really, so what's causing this increased incidence of erectile dysfunction? If a man has a significant health problem, a heart attack, a stroke, if he's taking multiple medications, if he's an alcoholic, but excluding men with really significant disease, not minor disease, borderline high blood pressure, elevated liver proteins, but excluding men with significant disease, nocturnal erections remain pretty constant after age 40, and hardness remains pretty constant after age 40. And that means that the doctors are not thinking about the problem the right way. Well, he only had 1 nocturnal erection. He ended up seeing a cardiologist. He had a significant problem. We need data to say, okay, here's where I am. Ideally, of course, I'd like to stop going down this road to dysfunction.